Welcome to the Getting the Most Out of G Suite workshop series. In this video, we will highlight some of the key features of Google Slides. Let's get started. You may be wondering what Google Slides is. It is a cloud-based presentation program that allows you to create and format visual aids for presentations individually or collaboratively, online without downloading any additional software to your computer. Why should you use Google Slides? It automatically saves your work as you go, so you don't have to stress out about losing all your work if your computer crashes. Just like the other G Suite products we've discussed throughout our workshop series, the software is very collaborative. That means you'll easily be able to share and edit files with teammates and view their contributions and edits as they occur. There are also Explore features that can help you come up with new ideas or find different slide themes. I like the Explore feature because it allows you to search Google, find images or themes, and even search up your own Google Drive to help you come up with ideas or access other resources while still working on your presentation at the same time. Now that I've given you an idea of what the software can do, let's talk about how to access the program. There are many different ways to go about getting to Google Slides. First, if you're already logged into your email account, you can click on the Google Apps menu located in the upper right-hand corner and select the Slides option. Second, another way to access Google Slides is from your Google Drive page. You can click on the New button in the upper left-hand corner, scroll down the drop-down menu, and select Google Slides as the option. Finally, a third way to access Google Slides is by typing slides.google.com into your web browser. Now for the guided walkthrough. Number 1. Creating a new document. The first thing I want to show you is how to create a new presentation. If you're already logged into your hawaii.edu account, the fastest way to do this is to visit slides.google.com. From here, you can create a new blank presentation or select one of the pre-made options in the template gallery. This link opens a new blank presentation. If you still want to access the template gallery from here, all you do is click on the File tab in the upper left-hand side of your screen, scroll down to the New option, and then select From Template. Let's take a look at the kinds of templates that are available in the template gallery. If you're logged into your hawaii.edu account, there are pre-made slides from the University of Hawaii, and there are also general pre-made designs for lesson plans, book reports, field trips, flashcards, certificates, educational documents, and more. If you've already gotten some experience with PowerPoint, you may find it helpful to upload your presentation in order to allow your classmates to be able to work on it at a distance. To do this, you can upload your presentation to Google Slides and navigate through the File tab, select Open, and select your existing presentation. You're also able to directly navigate to the presentation through Google Drive. When starting a new blank presentation, the first step is always to name and save the file to your desired location. Click on the box that says Untitled Presentation in the upper left-hand corner to enter the name of your file. Once that's done, a folder icon will appear. Click on it to assign a file location. You can also star the document by clicking on the star icon over here. Starred files are automatically added to a list of quick access files on your Google Drive page. Let's take a quick look at the Google Slides interface layout. If you've used Microsoft PowerPoint, you'll notice that the general design is pretty similar, except for one important exception. You might notice that there's no Save button anywhere across this toolbar at the top. That's because all documents are automatically saved to the cloud as you type. This cloud icon at the very top of your screen tells you every time the software updates and saves your file. It occurs anytime you type or modify anything on the page. Moving across the toolbar from left to right, we have New Slide with Layout, Undo, and Redo buttons, Print controls, the Paint Format button, Zoom features, and all the usual text and font controls. If you've never heard of the Paint Format button I mentioned, you can use it to quickly apply font or shape formatting from one area to another. Here's an example. A little further down the toolbar, we can add links to our documents, comments, and images. Images can be uploaded from your computer, directly from your Google Drive or Google Photo accounts, or you can browse the web or enter a web link. There are also background, layout, theme, and transition buttons that can allow you to change any number of aspects about your slide or presentation in general. One of the things I really like about Google Slides is that there's space for speaker notes below the currently selected slide. This allows for easy bullet points or a script to be built corresponding perfectly to the slide in question. Under the Q&A or Notes button, you can have access to a pop-up window while presenting to either access your notes during a presentation Or have easier audience participation through a generated link that allows audience members to send typed questions that will appear on your screen without having to host two-way video conferencing. Another neat feature while presenting is that you can have a pointer with a small circle cursor and a trail behind it that can be easily viewed by audience members in order to direct attention to a particular aspect of the presentation. The last tool that is useful while presenting is closed captioning. With Google Slides, you're able to have the presentation itself record and transcribe speech to text for audience members to read. This can be especially useful not only for hearing impaired audience members, but also those who may have trouble hearing the presenter due to an unstable internet connection. Now let's walk through some of the control tabs. I'd like to start off with the File tab. Here are some of the most useful features. Sharing. The first is the Share option. In the box that says Add People and Groups, you can add new users by entering their email addresses. If you only know a classmate's name but not their email address, you can type in their name here and their UH address should pop up. Once an address has been entered, you'll see this screen pop up. This screen is where you can adjust their levels of access. You can choose between Viewer, Commenter, and Editor. Viewers are only able to view and print presentations. Commenters can make suggested edits, but any changes they make will have to be approved to make it to the final document. Editors have full access to all the regular functions in the presentation. They'll be able to edit the file as they desire. Once you set up the control features, check this box if you want to send your guest an email notification. If you want, you can enter a message here to provide additional details or instructions. All these share options can also be accessed from within your document by clicking on this big yellow share button in the upper right-hand corner. I also want to point out one more important access issue. By default, UH limits accessibility to ensure security. Anyone using a non-UH email is blocked from accessing files. You'll have to click the Change button and select the option that says Anyone with a link to grant access to anyone using an email ending in anything but hawaii.edu. Some professors require that assignments be submitted in specific formats. Select the Download option and you notice there are 7 different file format options, including Microsoft PowerPoint or PDF. One of my favorite features in Google Slides is the Version History option. Select that option and then scroll over to See Version History. This pulls up every single version of the slideshow that has ever been saved to the cloud. Changes are marked on your presentation in teal as you scroll through each version. This is especially helpful when working on collaborative slideshows. You can see who has made what changes to the document, and you can go back through the presentation to reject those changes if you have concerns. You also have the option of fully restoring the presentation to a previous version from an earlier date. This is a heightened level of control that you don't have with Microsoft PowerPoint. There's also another way to access this feature. Within your slideshow, every edit is logged at the top here. Simply click on that link and the full version history pops up again on the right. If you need to relocate a file to a different folder, you can click on the Move option and assign a new destination. As a reminder, files can also be moved by clicking on the folder icon at the top of the page. The last feature I want to show you is Import Slides. This is where you can import one or more slides from existing presentations within your Google Drive folders. You can easily copy them, or even pictures and talking points if you had group members working on different presentations that you want to interlace together after the fact. The Edit tab houses comforts such as Undo, Redo, Copy, Paste, and Duplicate, which can allow for an easier time moving or replicating slides to make repetitive tasks easier. The View tab allows for you to do things such as present or have rulers or guides on your presentation in order to easily organize objects. Another key item housed in the View tab is the Theme Builder, which allows you to edit the master template and layouts for all slides within the theme in order to make a truly custom layout, which can make creating multiple slides with a common theme very easy. Moving on, the Insert tab allows us to add images, text box, audio, video, tables, charts, and other graphical elements onto our presentation slides. Images can be selected from either your personal computer or from the internet, including Google searches or your personal drive. Text boxes are the heart of a presentation, and when complemented by pictures, make up the quintessential slideshow. Text boxes can be customized like any normal text, including changing text size, color, highlight, and font. Audio insertion can be used to import audio clips from your Drive folder. However, Your audio files can also be modified with animations including play when slides change and on click to add more cohesion within your slides. This can be useful to also have a complete autonomous presentation that can be recorded ahead of time. Similarly, video can be uploaded from your drive and can also be taken from YouTube as well by URL. Tables similar to those in Google Docs can be quite useful to show data in a visual demonstration. Charts are very useful as you can create your own or import created charts from Google Sheets. Charts from Sheets will automatically update based on changes that you make within Google Sheets. Symbols can be used to accent other elements within the presentation or to make a unique background that amplifies your theme. Now let's move on to the Format tab. Under the text option is where you can find additional text controls like strike-through, superscript, and subscript. You can modify the capitalization to lowercase, uppercase, or title case. This is also where you can access the Format Options sidebar, which provides more control on the placement of your objects or text boxes, such as the size and rotation, position, text fitting, drop shadows, and reflections. The Slide tab allows you to change elements within slides such as adding or removing slides, changing the layout, or even the theme of the entire presentation. Transitions can be found within this tab and can be used to alter how slides morph into the next. This can be useful by allowing the user to customize their slides both in what is contained on the slide as well as a transition that matches the theme of the slides to improve cohesion and overall aesthetics of the presentation. Now let's move on to the Arrange tab. This tab allows you to change the orientation and placement of elements relative to each other. The Arrange tools for forwards and backwards will allow you to move elements behind others in order to make unique effects that can range from having a backdrop shape to having a more complex picture. The Tool tabs in Slide has a dictionary as well as a spell check feature that can be useful when having unfamiliar words or very lengthy slides that you wish to ensure are spelled correctly. The Add-ons tab allows you to view all sorts of software add-ons from third-party companies. There are a lot of options to scroll through. If steady internet access is an issue, you can also download an extension that allows you to access Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides offline. You will have to use the Google Chrome browser to utilize this feature. Do a Google search for a Google Slides offline Chrome extension. The first result that pops up should be an official Google support titled Work on Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides offline. Click on that page for detailed instructions about installing and using the extension. The instructions are a little too long for us to review in full within this video, but they are pretty easy to follow and shouldn't take you too long to install and set up. Now that you've learned how to utilize some of the basic slide functions, let's close with some final considerations. What are the pros and cons of using Google Slides? For pros, Google Slides can help you to work on your presentations anywhere with an internet access, collaborate with others synchronously or asynchronously, back up and access your work remotely without downloading any special software, and improve your organizational skills. There's even an extension that allows you to access your work offline if reliable internet access is an issue. For cons, there is a bit of a learning curve when using G Suite products. It takes a little time to understand how to get the most out of the features, but we hope this video has demystified some of the processes. There can also be some file conversion issues when saving your presentation to PowerPoint file types within the animations and where objects are located within the slides. If you are presenting offline, we would strongly suggest that you check before you present to ensure your presentation works correctly. That concludes the Google Slides video in our G Suite workshop series. We hope you'll browse through the list to continue exploring other videos in the series. Thank you for watching!